Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kay. I am in the SAP Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, and I hope that you guys can hear me. I haven't done this in quite some time, y'all. Oh my goodness. But I am back to getting my steps in my bounce boots, okay? For those of you who have never seen them before, let me give you a quick shot right quick, okay? My bounce boots. My favorite way to exercise. So if you hear that squeaking, that's what it is. Hey Betty, what's going on? Hey Dennis. Guys, if you're watching live, I want you to put down there where you are watching from. And if you're a replay viewer, put replay, and also where you're watching from as well. All right, so here we go. We're going to hurry up and get into it because, as y'all know, got to get EHO in a minute. So I don't know what I'm going to call this on YouTube, but on Facebook I said something like, negotiation is better than manipulation, and I don't respond well to threats. So let me tell y'all a story to kind of set this up, okay? So we get where we're going with this whole thing. Do y'all remember back in November, and I was on this whole like 30-33 kick, and so I went and bought this big huge yellow bike with a basket in the back, right, from Walmart, and I was like, yeah, y'all, and I rode that bike so far from Walmart to get it to my house, it was not even funny. And I remember like halfway along the ride, I was like, was buying this bike a good idea? Oh, Betty said I look like a superhero. I received that. I feel like a superhero. Let me angle this camera so it doesn't make me look like I have a double chin. That's not superhero-ish. But so I remember riding the bike halfway home and thinking like, oh my gosh, was this a good buy? Because the bike was heavy, y'all, okay? So I had the bike, and after a few times of riding the bike with Eho to his school, I said, I can't do this. I am not 5 years old anymore. I am not cut out for this. So I said, I gotta take this bike back. Now, I had 90 days to return the bike. And you know how you can kind of like miscalculate the day? So literally, I called Walmart. I was trying to find somebody to bring the bike back. Okay, sorry, I'm on the mall's Wi-Fi. So I was trying to find somebody to take this bike back to Walmart for me because I knew I couldn't ride it all the way out there. So I called Walmart on the day that I thought I could bring it back. And as it turns out, the 90th day was the day before I called. So I was at day 91. It was a miscalculation on my part, totally my fault. And I spoke with the young lady at the desk, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, but I just, this bike is heavy. I've been trying to find somebody to bring it back up there to y'all. Is there some way I could speak to the manager and there could be an exception made this one day? And I was like, please. And the lady said, let me hold and see about the manager. So I want to keep this as short as possible. Long story short, they did it for me, okay? As much crap as people talk about Walmart, it's a lot of hardworking people there. And it just depends on which Walmart you go to, how the people feel that day, a number of factors, just like with anything else. So I was most appreciative, and I told the young lady that, I told the manager that, and I even took the lady a gift card because, she saved me like $200 on the bike, so the least I could do is take her a little Chick-fil-A gift card, right? So I was really, really happy, okay? What does that have to do with my point? Guys, all too often in a conversation, when somebody wants something and things are not going their way, people employ elevation in the conversation. Here's what I mean. They will ascend like basically they'll make threats where threats are not necessary. So I've seen so many times in Walmart, in that same exact scenario, when something is not going someone's way, when they're like, let me speak to the manager. Y'all gonna take this back today. It's just one day. And they're all wrong and strong, okay? And they will literally do it in the middle of somebody trying to help them, which does what? It shuts the person down, and they be like, okay, fine, let me let you talk to the manager, because I was going to see if I was, and I can see it in the person's face. Oftentimes they'll be like, I was trying to help you out, but yeah, now let me get my manager who will tell you the same exact thing that I told you, okay? And it's not even worth it, guys. I know too often where people make threats where threats are not necessary, and they'll say, well, I'm just letting you know that I'm aware of my options, but that's unnecessary. So if you find yourself in a conversation where things are not going your way, and I've always subscribed to this belief, my mom taught me this, you can catch more bees with honey, right? You can catch more bees with honey. So in that same exact situation, if I was like, it's only one day and I didn't have somebody with a truck and this bike, let me speak to a manager, I'm going on the website and I'm doing that. There's no need for that, y'all. Okay? And I know I myself, whenever I am in a conversation with someone and they employ manipulation, I shut down. You don't have to worry about me. You might get your way in the short term, but trust me, the long-term implications of what you just did are so far-reaching that most people don't even have a clue of what they've really done. So they're looking at the short-term gain. They're not thinking about the long-term penalty, and it's inevitable. I have worked places, y'all, where we had a customer. I remember in college we would have, trouble customers, because pretty much people shop in all the same places, right? So that's the thing that's so crazy about this. Like, say you go to a Walmart and you known as the Walmart hooga booga, right? Everybody at Walmart knows, oh Lord, there go Miss Mary. Here come Miss Mary, y'all. Miss Mary in the building. Because every time Miss Mary comes in, it's a problem. Or she acts a fool. And you know what's so crazy about that? When you become that person, when you employ manipulation in a place where you should just be employing negotiation, which is a win-win for both parties. See, manipulation is when you alone win. Negotiation is when both people win. And if you have somebody who is trying to work with you, it behooves you to work with them back, even if things don't go your way. If you know you have another route, just take that route at the end. You don't even have to advertise it. I never understood people that do this in restaurants too. I'll talk to the manager. I'm like, they'll spit in your food. They'll drop your steak on the floor. Do you understand that? Like, what she say? Who's the girl? It goes, baby boy, baby girl. Like, it just blows my mind that people don't think about that. But yeah, say you worked in, when I was in college and I worked in retail, we would always know who the trouble customers were. Okay? And when those trouble customers, like I said, they may have a big chest thinking, they know me around here. They know I don't take no stuff. And I would think about how much money Miss Mary missed out on. Because guess what? Even if there was a sale that was coming, we all know we have people that work in certain places and they'll be like, hey, you might want to buy this tomorrow. I can hold it for you in the back because there's going to be a sale tomorrow and you could save 50% off. You'd be like, what, girl? That's what I'm talking about. Good looking out. You can catch more bees with honey, y'all, all the time, just by being nice, just by being amicable, just by being patient, just by holding my doggone tongue. I've gotten coupons, I've gotten discounts, I've gotten specials, I've gotten sales, I've gotten offers, I've gotten connections, I've gotten so many more things by just not trying to manipulate a situation. And the funny thing is, a lot of people think that negotiation is manipulation. Well, it is if you're an amateur. But if you really study the art of negotiation, then you know it's anything but manipulation. Okay, so I strongly encourage you to start studying communication and negotiation. Because oftentimes in your conversation, you're employing some tactics of elevation, like basically taking it to a whole nother level that it doesn't have to go. And when you do that, like I said, you might win in the short term, but you'll never win in the long run. Trust me, you have left such a bad taste in that person's mouth that they will never want to have anything to do with you. And the funny thing is, they won't even tell you. And the worst part is, when you do that and you escalate it, oftentimes what'll happen is the person will give you what you want. And then I have even seen people that have backpedaled. I was just letting you know what I was going to do, but I really do like shopping here. I really do like this. I really do like that. No. You keep that same energy you had when we were at an impasse. Keep that same negative, threatening energy you had. Keep that same antagonistic style of communication you had when things weren't going your way. Don't try to backtrack now. The damage has already been done. And it really has. And the thing with most adults, and this is why I train my child, listen, son, don't hate the game. Learn the rules and play to win. And understand this, while people shouldn't have favorites, they do. So instead of like complaining about so-and-so having a favorite, seek to become everybody's favorite. Seek to be just a good person. Seek to gain understanding, because miscommunication happens all the time, and exceptions often can be made. Not always, but often. And if someone's going to make an exception for you, there's a higher probability they'll do it the nicer you are, son. The more patient you are. So it's just really, really fascinating to me that so many people have not learned that, and they think that by getting their way that they actually got their way, when they really don't know. They just shot themselves in the foot. So I just wanted to come on that. I love studying communication. I get a lot of heat. I get a lot of beef about my my very, very direct style of communication. But trust me, it keeps my stress low. It keeps my blood pressure low. And it keeps a lot of people from trying me, basically. And the ones who do try me, oh, trust me, exactly what I said happens, will happen if you employ manipulation in a conversation. Exactly how I said people will feel about you. Once I see who you are, once I see that you didn't even give me a chance for us to resolve stuff without it going to the next level, and you took it there unnecessarily, you don't have to worry about me no more. No more. I do not respond well to threats, and I strongly encourage you not to either. All right? It's all about learning better styles of communication, negotiation, and not seeking to be a person of manipulation. All right? All right, y'all. I'm about to go get my baby. I hope y'all enjoyed this broadcast. If you know anyone who needs to hear this, and I don't care if it's in business, I don't care if it's a family member, I don't care if it's a friend. Trust me, if you're dealing with someone who always manipulates you into doing something, stop it, because it will never ever stop. And you will always have, especially if you're a people pleaser, thank God I'm not, but you will always have some sense of resentment tied to that person, and they will be just fine because that's how they do things. That's just how they roll. But you will always resent them, and that internal resentment will manifest in a physical ailment. There are so many people who get sick because of things that they did not speak up on, because of things that were out of their control, and they let agitate them. Don't be one of those people, y'all. Okay? All right. So I'm really going now. If you know someone that this can help, share it with them. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that big red subscribe button and the bell to the right, ding dong. So every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Now I gotta go. Bye.